Good morning and welcome to this Thursday Thought. Well, it's been an interesting week or so. As you may recall, I didn't have a Thursday Thought last week. I had an appointment a week ago Wednesday with an oral surgeon. He extracted a molar tooth that was decayed and was giving me trouble. Of course, I got the IV anesthesia, which made the rest of the day one where I napped and recovered from the procedure. The after effects of such a procedure, as some of you may know, is soft food, an antibiotic, and if necessary, pain medication. The soft food is a 2-week post-surgery regimen of oatmeal, mashed eggs, macaroni and cheese, and other such sources of energy and nutrition. The antibiotic has side effects that affect the gut and its normal operation, so there's that to deal with. And the pain medication, thankfully, was needed only a few times. One positive side effect of the antibiotic is that I evidently had a sinus infection that's in the process of clearing up. I can breathe much easier and I have less of what politely would be called a nasal discharge than before the procedure. I think I'm willing to take some days of my insides rumbling around in order to clear up a sinus problem that I've evidently had for some time, but just didn't think of it in that way. One other side effect of this whole thing is that I'm losing some weight. I haven't been this, well, shall we say, light in weight in well over 20 years. I'm really hoping I don't have to buy smaller clothes, and so far I've been able to cinch up the old belt and keep my jeans from falling off my hips. And my ideal weight is only a few pounds lighter than what I am now, so we may make this without having to get a whole new wardrobe. I've been told that I would feel better and have more energy if I dropped a few pounds. So far, after dropping about 15 pounds, I don't really feel any different, nor am I a ball of fire with energy to spare. But I know that extra pounds are a breeding ground for cardiac, diabetic, and other health issues. And I certainly don't need any of those things. And I know that once the tooth situation stabilizes, I'll probably gain a few of those pounds back. But hopefully I'll be able to retain most of what I lost. This fall is a time for me to take care of several medical things. I got appointments with my gastroenterologist, my audiologist, my dentist, my primary physician, and my chiropractor. I've already had my annual physical exam this year, my annual hearing exam, my semi-annual dental exam, and probably 2 or 3 other exams that I can't remember right now. It's common knowledge that recreation and fellowship when older often largely consists of travels to and conversations in the waiting rooms of various clinics, along with interactions with various kinds of medical people that we encounter in those clinics, as we have this or that part of our anatomy put under some kind of examination. We're on a first-name basis with some of the clinic staff. Some of us have even developed a friendship with some of our providers. You know, it's all part of the life of a senior citizen. Well, on another subject, it's been hot. Has anyone noticed? We're really good at complaining about the weather, which is something we have absolutely no control over. Yet we complain anyway as if somehow someone who does control the weather will hear us and change things up to meet our desires. This really isn't all that unusual, however, even though the talking head meteorologists on television may tell you differently. The weather here is always hot and dry in later July and August. Yes, it may be 100 degrees today, but it's not going to be long until the first really cool fall air comes down from the north, and it chases away the heat and brings on the fall colors and the beneficial rains. Yes, some years are more lean than others on the rain. Yes, some years have better fall colors than others. Yes, some fall weather patterns are cooler or warmer than normal, and those things too are part of the cycle. We don't receive cookie-cutter weather very often. Most of the time there's some kind of variation on the theme, but overall the theme pretty much holds from one year to the next. Yes, I know there's such a thing as global warming. I know there's a thing about the ice caps and the glaciers melting In fact, I've seen a glacier calve huge house-sized chunks of ice into an arm of the Gulf of Alaska. I'm somewhat familiar with the politics that's attached to the global warming thing. I try to do my part in reducing carbon emissions, things like adjusting the home thermostat so the summer air conditioner and the winter heater don't run quite as much, keeping our vehicles well maintained, driving responsibly, trying to avoid sudden stops and starts, skipping the drive-up window in favor of parking, shutting off the engine, and going inside. Things that aren't difficult to do, but they take a little thought and some willingness. Well, may God continue to bless you this week as you continue in the everyday of life and living. Blessings.